All right. Hello. Welcome to the Fun Pop Fan Guys and Gal podcast. I am, filling in for our host. I am the temporary special guest host, filling in for our good friend Rich. My name is Mark. And then to my right, I've got Big Mike. How's it going, Big Mike?
Hello, I'm good, Mark. How you doing?
Doing great. Always great to see you. And then we have the queen of the cast. Miss Dawn Chapman.
Hi everyone, how are y'all?
Excellent. Dawn, always a privilege. And look what the cat dragged in. Well groomed here. Lowell looks like the mustache freshly trimmed, looking good. And very happy to see you here, our resident artiste, uh, the Van Gogh of his time, uh, Mr. Lowell Bales.
Thank you, Mark.
And always great to see you, Lowell. So now we have the quartet, and today our main topic is going to be because we always try to keep it appropriate to what's happening on the calendar. This Friday, July 26th, 2024, will mark the opening ceremonies of the Olympic Games. Uh, so that will be our main topic today. But before we dive right into that, we are going to start off only because we got some sad news this week. So we're going to do a tribute to the comedy legend, Bob Newhart. We want to make sure that we at least acknowledge that in the podcast before we start speaking about the Olympics. And also because we are so incredibly fortunate to have Big Mike, the just absolute encyclopedia over here. And I know, Lowell, that I'm sure you'll also have some kind words to say. But let's get it start off, and Dawn, of course, ready, and always welcome to chime in as well if you have anything to say. But we're going to start it off with our resident encyclopedia Mike over here, Big Mike. Why don't you tell us about Bob Newhart?
Newhart is a comedy legend and stuff, movies and TV shows he done.
Yes, excellent, Mike. As Big Mike pointed out, Bob Newhart's influence spanned multiple decades, and he just did it all. And Lowell, how would the younger generation know Bob Newhart, whose career started off maybe even do you think did he go back to before television was invented, or was he maybe a little?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't that old, but he did go back to the golden age of television, and he was part of that crowd with the other legends like Lily Tomlin and Mary Tyler Moore, and
Yeah.
that whole generation of comedy. But how would a younger generation who doesn't know any of the names I just mentioned, how would they know Bob Newhart?
From the movie Elf.
The movie Elf, and who did he play in Elf?
I think he played the father.
Yeah,
I
he played.
never saw the movie. I just knew he was in it.
Yeah, and Will Ferrell is. I thought that movie was it was an instant Christmas classic. I think for us growing up in our time, there weren't that many Christmas movies that were released that entered the pantheon with that were on par with films like It's a Wonderful Life or Miracle on 34th Street, the original. But in our time, we got to see A Christmas Story, Home Alone, and
Elf.
definitely, I think Elf is in that category as well. But so that would be what the kids know him from. Lowell, what do you know him from? What do you got to say about Bob Newhart?
Well, let me give you a little bit of background. Did you know Bob Newhart started off as an accountant?
I did not know that.
Yeah, before he had a big in comedy, he started off as an accountant.
Hmm.
And him and his accounting partner used to go into the bathroom and record comedy skits.
Interesting. And one of the things, Dawn, are you familiar at all with Bob Newhart or any of his comedy?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Oh, don't be sorry. So this will be enlightening to you, I hope, as well, and hopefully it'll inspire you and anybody listening out there to check out some of his amazing contributions. It's been very heartwarming to see on the social media how these different celebrities, these famous comedians today that are selling out arenas are posting pictures of themselves with Bob Newhart. If they were ever at a function or a party and he was there, it was like getting your picture taken with the Pope. He was one of those legendary figures that the young generation of comedians wanted to be part of, like Mel Brooks. Like they were part of that same school of comedy, and
Yep.
Carl Reiner. So there was a different school of comedy
And
that,
also Dick Van Dyke.
yeah, maybe Dick Van Dyke might have been a little bit before, I think, right? Because Dick Van Dyke's show
Not
was
that much.
interesting. I guess I was
Newhart died at 94 and Dick Van Dyke is 98.
interesting.
Wow.
Dick Van Dyke, another legend. But all right, well, so rest in peace and thank you for all of your contributions to comedy and putting smiles on people's faces. Bob Newhart, comedy legend. And now we have acknowledged and paid tribute to Bob Newhart. We're going to move on to our next topic today. As we turn the pages on the calendar, we see today is July 24th. In 2 days, so this Friday will mark the opening ceremonies of the 2024 Summer Olympics. And I'm sure that we all have a lot to say on this topic. And we are incredibly fortunate here at the Fun Pop Fan Guys and Gal podcast to have a resident athlete, an Olympic competitor, who's going to start off the conversation for us. And then we're all going to just share, well, what did the Olympics mean to us? And do we have any favorite Olympic athletes or a memory maybe growing up of the first Olympics that you watched, or a particular event or athlete that captured your imagination? So uh, we're all going to go around robin here and have a great chat, but let's get it started here with somebody who has some real life insight to this process and being an athletic competitor, uh, gold medalist Dawn Chapman.
Thank you, Mark. My favorite athlete is Shannon Miller, Kerry Strug from the 96 Olympics, from the 1996 Olympics at the Georgia Dome. And Kerry went to do her boat. She fell the first time, and then when she went to go do her second boat, she was walking back and her leg was hurting. And the coach told her, "You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, Kerry." And she did her boat, the second boat, and landed on one leg because her leg was hurting, and she, hurt her leg. I don't know what she did. I don't remember what happened. It's something with a tendon or Achilles. I don't know.
Okay, so she was on a bad leg, so she had to land on
Yes,
one
that's
leg.
my
So,
memory of
right.
Kerry Strug for the 1996 Olympics.
All right, Terry Struggs from '96, and so this was the pole vault event.
The vault.
Oh, no, the vault. It's a gymnastic event, Mark.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you
It's
for
a gymnastics.
clarifying.
Yes, the vault. It's the gymnastics, Mark.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
No,
meant.
that's okay. Don't be sorry.
Okay, so then you mentioned two athletes.
And Simone Biles.
Okay, now you mentioned a third athlete, which is
No,
cool.
she did.
You said Terry Struggs, and then Shannon somebody,
Shannon Miller.
And
Shannon Miller, and Simone Biles, who many are calling already the greatest of all time, the
Yes.
GOAT.
Yes.
Yeah. So, will she be in the 2024 Olympics?
Yes, she is.
Uh-huh. And so
She's
this
in
is
Paris already.
excellent. All right, that's awesome, Dawn. So you took us back to 96 and right up to today, where Simone Biles will be representing our country.
But
Uh,
Simone Biles dropped out of what was it, 2020 Tokyo Olympics because she had a mental block and she withdrew from the events because she had a mental block and she wanted to get back on track and stuff. So she withdrew from the competition there.
yeah, and a lot of people applauded her for that because it took a lot to, be able to say I need to take care of myself right now. And
I don't think I would
yeah,
have to say. I don't think I would have to hard to say that though. I don't think I would have to hard to say, "Hey, I'm going to withdraw from the events of my competition because I have a mental block." I think I would try to push myself or try to figure out my mental block or try to do it, like figure it out as I'm doing my routines. I don't know my skills. I don't know if I, you know.
well, she did what she had to do for herself, and now she's in position to come back. I think she put herself first. She put her family first, and she did what she needed to do to take care of herself. And I think that took a lot of guts. Um, so that was great. And now look at her now. Here she is, like right back and ready to go. So thank you for that. Lowell, what do you got to say here? Tell us something about the Olympics. What was anything you want to say? Any random Olympic memory, a favorite athlete or sport?
Um, can I tell you a story I have?
Yeah, I mean, and as long
It
as it's
has to do.
is it
It
have to do
has
with the
to.
Olympics?
Oh yeah,
Okay, as
yeah,
long as it's Olympic related, bring it on.
yeah. It has to do with my cousin.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Okay.
I hope this doesn't take away from your from the writing homework this week, which there was a cousin piece of it. But
No,
yeah, all
no,
right,
no.
bring it on.
This is a different cousin of mine.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. When my cousin was 3 years old, wait, yeah, 3 years old about, he wanted to get into the Olympics more than anything else. Okay.
Yeah,
True
doing what?
story.
Doing what?
What? Swimming.
Swimming. Okay.
He was a swimmer. He'd go before school at 4 in the morning. He'd go after school. And we also went to see one of his matches at Nassau Community College when he got older, right?
Okay.
But he even remember the Goodwill Games in
Yes.
Russia?
Uh-huh.
My cousin actually placed first in the Goodwill Games in Russia. Russia.
Okay. So what?
He,
Yep.
getting to the meat of the story.
Sorry.
Okay. When he went to college, he went to swim for Stanford. Stanford. Okay. He got accepted to go to the time trials for the Olympics. He was doing so well. He got so nervous when he went to do the time trials, he came in dead last. And it killed his career.
Oh
So
my God.
it was that one blow to his confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can understand, I can relate to that goal because, we do get nervous as athletes to go up when it's our turn and we're up to, bat. We get nervous. We get like, oh my God, it's my turn up.
He got on the starter's block and froze up.
Yeah. That happens. And that's the thing they say with an athlete, you see in every sport, every year on every team, there's that one athlete that doesn't have a particularly impressive body or that their skill set isn't great, but they're on that team because of the grit, because they take what little ability they have. Some of these athletes, like somebody say like Michael Jordan, when you watch him jump through the air, and it's not even like watching it's like watching a human. It's like watching a Marvel superhero who can fly or float on a magic carpet. You can't really relate to that. But when you see some of these scrappier players who are maybe not as talented, but have so much heart and take everything that they've got and put it on the field, the mental part of the game is as much a part of it as physical. So a lot of athletes don't make it to the Olympics or to the pros, not because they're not physically talented enough, but because they can't get past uh, the how many times you have to fail to taste those little bits of success, how many injuries you have to go through, how much
Well, Michael Jordan was on an Olympic NBA team.
the dream team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
So,
Mike,
so
Mike, have you ever heard of the dream team?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Olympics? Anything you want to share about the Olympics?
I remember Michael Phillips, the guy, the swimmer, a long time ago.
The swimmer, Michael
Yes.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you remember about him?
I remember him doing the swimmer and stuff for the Special Olympics a long time ago.
not Special Olympics, the regular Olympics,
The regular
Michael.
Olympics, Michael Phelps was a swimmer. Yeah, I remember him too. He was great.
Okay,
Now,
so yeah,
I have something to bring up. Okay.
yeah,
Why is it always you talk about the Olympics? Okay.
okay.
Why doesn't anybody talk about the Paralympics?
Yeah, let's talk about that, Lowell.
Because the Paralympics come right after the Olympics.
And those are for
Okay.
people with disabilities. Yes, he's right. I was going to ask that same question.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's be the ones then. Instead of complaining about people not talking about it, let's talk about it. And then we'll be the ones who are talking about it, right? The
Yep.
Paralympics. So, Lowell, you brought it up. Tell us about the Paralympics.
Well, the Paralympics are around the same time as the regular Olympics,
Okay.
and they're also in Paris.
Okay, yeah, looks like it starts on Wednesday, August 28th, uh, and then it will end on Sunday, September 8th. Uh, Let me see if I can share this screen here. Okay. Uh, all right. So tell us about this. So what is the Paralympics, Lowell? And
Hold on.
is this a big deal that is this always after the regular Olympics? Or is this a
Yes. Yes, it's always after the regular Olympics.
Okay, and so tell us about the athletes in the Paralympics.
The athletes in the Paralympics are in wheelchairs or they use crutches.
Okay. All right. So anybody who would need an implement or some kind of adjustment to compete in these different events. All right.
Yes.
This is getting into the history uh, of the Paralympics. So say like a missing limb, for example, would not prevent a person from competing in any event. Um, let's see these different sports here. So yeah, look at all of these events, all of these different sports that you would see in the Summer Olympics, or at least 28 of them here. Goalball, I haven't heard of. All right, but you have a wheelchair rugby, wheelchair tennis. And there's a movie that I actually have the DVD. If anybody knows what a DVD is anymore, so everybody's streaming. But it's a great movie if you have the opportunity to watch it, called Murder Ball.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
I
never
heard of
heard
it.
of book. I never heard of it.
I believe it's about the U.S. Paralympic. I believe it's called polo. Um, but it's like played on a basketball court. But it is a brutal game to watch. Um, yeah, excellent. So this is great that you brought this up, Lowell. So this is not a new thing, huh? The Paralympics been happening for how long?
Since 1976.
All right. So this has been going on for a while. And
Wait, move it down a little bit. Okay, stop.
oh, okay. Did you want me to
No,
click on
move it
somebody?
up a little bit. Okay,
To her?
yeah,
Um,
she's from Colombia
and okay.
and she plays tennis.
Angelica Bernal. Uh, okay. Mike, you want to read these first couple lines to us?
Yes, that's fine. And the Columbia Angelica, what did it say here?
Bernal.
Vidal still remember the first time she, with the P word,
Blade.
played played wheelchair tennis. This says Bernard
Bernal.
Bernal
Competed.
competed at the three Special Olympics game, and she is competitive
Preparing.
preparing to uh
Compete.
compete at Paris 2024.
Excellent.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So discover what she enjoys most about the sport and her expectations for the Paris 2024 Paralympics, which opens on August or on the 28th of August. Dawn, you want to finish us off here?
The International Paralympics Committee's vision is to make for an inclusive world through para sport. Our mission is to lead the Paralympics movement, oversee the delivery of the Paralympic Games, and support members to enable para athletes to achieve sporting excellence.
Excellent. So
Thank you.
thank you for that, Dawn,
You're
and
welcome.
Mike, and Lowell for bringing that up. I would not have brought up the Paralympics if not for you. So that's awesome that we brought that up and discussed it and gave that a floor. And also to serve as a transition. As an alternative to the Summer Olympics, we now have the Paralympics. We also have, as was mentioned earlier, the Special Olympics. So what would the difference be here? Special Olympics and Paralympics.
Everybody
Because
gets
the
medals.
Paralympics is longer than Special Olympics because the Special Olympics you only go away for like 2 days, a Friday to Sunday, and that's it.
Oh,
Got
yeah, I forget, Dawn.
You
You
sleep
know,
out from Friday and Saturday, and then you come home Sunday. Where the Paralympics and the regular Olympics, it's longer than the regular Special Olympics.
got it.
but Mark,
Yeah.
Special Olympics does have the U.S. Games and the World Games.
Yes, they do that too. Yes.
And Paralympics does not?
No, Paralympics just has the World Games.
Just the World Games. Okay,
Yes, but
Right.
got it.
Special Olympics has World and National Games.
Got it. So there are
I'm
Special
trying to
Olympic
think.
events.
I'm, there was somebody from Free who went to the Special Olympics, and she did powerlifting.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
she won 4 gold medals in powerlifting in Seattle, Washington.
Holy
Then
smokes.
she went to Dubai
Okay.
and she won another 4 gold medals.
Wow. And you know this person?
Yeah, she used to go to free.
Wow. Well, that's great to know a gold medalist. Wow. That's
Yes,
incredible.
so she won 8 medals.
That's amazing.
She was even on ESPN and some other places.
That's great. All right. We're getting to the wrap up point of our podcast. And wow, we
Oh, wait, I'd like to bring up a fair I saw.
a fair?
A fair.
Is this Olympic related?
Oh, darn it.
Hold on
I'll
to it,
save it
Lo.
for I'll save
Hold
it
on.
for next.
Hold on, and you can tell it to us once I stop the record button. All right.
Okay.
I just want to wrap up today's episode, which was action packed, filled to the last drop. I love it. Everybody had something to say. Everybody had something to contribute. It seemed to be a topic that so many people were passionate about, and I'm certainly excited. I know I'll be tuning in for a few events. And now, thanks to our good friend Lowell informing me of this Paralympics, I'll be watching that as well, which I wouldn't have done if not for this great episode and me getting a much needed education. So I thank you for expanding my horizons, Lowell. I can't wait to watch this. What do you got to say in conclusion?
In conclusion, you should always be careful of what you watch.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Lowell. And passing the mic on over to our resident athlete expert, the gold medalist gymnast, Dawn Chapman. What do you got to say in conclusion and farewells to our audience?
Good luck, and I hope they all do very well in the Olympics and Paralympics, and I hope they all bring home gold or silver. If they can't get gold, try to bring home silver, and just do the best that you can, and just think about yourself first, and just think about your new skills and your twisties, and where you're gonna land, and just pay attention to that.
Awesome, Dawn. Great advice, words of wisdom, words of knowledge from experience. I thank you for that. And then our anchor over here, Mike, what do you got to say in conclusion to our audience and our great Olympic athletes?
You drinking a lot of water and stuff. It's like you're drinking a lot of water. It's like it stay hydrated and stuff.
That's it. That is great advice. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah,
Physical
drinking
activity.
stuff. Yes.
Mike, that's great. I'm really glad that you brought that up and mentioned that. It needed to be said.
Yeah.
Always drink your water. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe. I think
Right.
that we got some great viewpoints, some diverse viewpoints introduced today. I think all of our minds were expanded. Thank you for tuning in. Know you have a ton of choices. Thanks for picking us. And thank you, everybody, for all your contributions and efforts, and to all of our athletes. I can't say it any better than my good friends have said it already. So we're going to go
Now I
ahead.
gotta go think about my homework for next week on Monday. I like the
That's all
Olympics.
right.
I'm gonna write my homework for this week.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to sign off now so you can all get to homework. So thanks for tuning in. And this has been the Fun Pop Fam, guys. Have a great week.
Bye, Mark. Have a great night, and please tell Andrew I said hello.
Oh, well, I'm just hitting the stop on record. We're still going to be here. We'll say our own farewells to each other, and then we'll. But for
Oh, I'm
now,
sorry.
don't be sorry. It's perfectly
Oh my
fine. Just
God, I messed
don't
up.
no, don't you didn't mess up. No problem at all. All right, we're just saying goodbye to our audience. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
And give them a big dating game kiss.
Thank you for that.